and prosperity, everyone. This is ESAIA Mystic, and I'm back with another message to help you free your heart and soul. Today, I'm talking about, I know the title says, Shut Up and Listen, says Adam to Eve. That's because today we're going to talk about how women are programmed and have been programmed and conditioned through these institutions within the matrix or society that subconsciously tells everyone, men and women, that it's not okay to listen to your intuition. It's not okay to be in your body. It's not okay to listen to and be guided by a sense or a force or a whisper, a knowing, a knowledge that isn't validated by this overarching being like God in the Bible. And so the Bible, the reason I'm using Adam and Eve to describe and really lay out to you guys what this looks like is the Bible is a book that is an ancient text, and within it tells a story of history, of history. And there is a lot of truth in the Bible. However, the Bible has been used and reformed to tell a story about how this matrix operates and how this matrix came into being, and the way that this overarching being that everybody looks up to in society, dictates and keeps people from going outside of these standards for what's right and what's wrong, for what you should do and what you shouldn't do, for how you should think and how you shouldn't think. And the story of Adam and Eve is a very good depiction of this, because Adam and Eve are the reflection and the depiction of what we know as the modern day human and the way the modern day human operates. And this is why Lilith is such a powerful energy and entity that can teach us so much about how to get out of that, about how to remember that the original information and the original knowledge that's within all of us doesn't come from this supreme authority within society anymore. Because the supreme authority of society does not acknowledge and respect the feminine, does not acknowledge and respect the earth, and does not acknowledge and respect the truth of primordial and indigenous people on this planet. So the authority that is, governing this place right now is not an authority that can actually support our well-being, support our growth, and support our expansion. The authority that we're under right now, my gosh, I feel like I have some lint in my nose. Sorry, y'all. The authority that we're under right now is an authority that doesn't have any respect for those things. And so when we're understanding Adam and Eve and their dynamic, Eve was the one who decided, right? Because Adam and his first wife, right, his original wife was Lilith. And Lilith began to introduce Adam to another world, another existence outside of what God showed him was his world in existence. Lilith was showing him the truth. Lilith was showing him, existence before your God came into this place. And from there, that causes and stimulates some fear, right? And to the masculine energy that has attached himself to this authority, right, and sees himself as obedient to this authority, is going to be extremely fearful of people in general, energy in general, and women in general that bring about this remembrance, that bring about this, remembrance of this is actually where and what life is really about, where and what life really comes forth to ignite in us. And when you're living under an authority that doesn't want you to live fully, doesn't want you to be in your power, and doesn't want you to grow into your fullness and who you came here to be, then you're gonna have a lot of resistance towards that. Because the programming in that says if you go there, if you go to that place, if you go into this realm, something really bad will happen to you, right? Fear-mongering. The fear-mongering. If you believe this, or if you think this, or if you take yourself to this place,
I want to go by you.
Then
I want to go by you.
You'll have to be fearful. And unaware of this programming, when you're unaware of this insidious type of things that basically is the nuts and bolts and the threading of the authority we're living under now, then you have a lot of people afraid to go to that place. You have a lot of people afraid to listen and actually tap in to the feminine and to what the feminine has to deliver and her message. So Adam was afraid. Okay, we get that. Adam was afraid. And Eve actually wasn't afraid. She was interested. Eve was interested. And this is why she gets, the rap of being, a man's rib and helpmaate, because Eve was interested, and Eve actually partook with Lilith in what it was she was showing them. And even though Adam, and she was made to be seen like some demon by God and by Adam, Eve didn't feel that way. And this is why, even if your genes are not activated, and even if you are not in your primordial womanhood or your primordial feminine energy, This is why, as a woman, you have the capacity, we naturally have the capacity to go there. Because in Eve, right? In Eve, there is still the mitochondrial, what they call the mitochondrial Eve gene of you being able to remember more so than what the masculine can remember or the masculine has access to when he is under the authority and the reign of uh, you know, this God or this authority, this matrix.
Come here.
No, baby. I'm doing my video. When I'm finished, I'll
I
come.
pressed the thing.
Okay. Here, I'll put it on here. So that's basically why masculine energy has so much resistance to opening up and listening to aspects of the feminine that don't resonate with authority, that don't resonate with what most people know to be true. And it's difficult for a lot of women.
I want a wow.
And it's difficult for a lot of women because when
I want a wow.
okay, baby, mama's gonna go into the other room. So it's difficult. It's difficult for women to feel safe in listening to that part of them that is telling them and sending them messages through the energy of their spine, through the energy of their body, through the energy of their being, and they resist it. And this is segueing from the video I did yesterday. When you resist what your body and what your soul is telling you, you will be at the mercy of energies and entities that don't care about you, that don't know how to pour into you, that don't want to pour into you. They don't see any reason or need to respect you because of the demonization that you've experienced throughout ages, you know, a millennia of feeling like I'm not I'm not good enough. And that unworthiness is so centered around the intuition and the emotions that women experience just, you know, by walking into a room or by talking to someone or by, you know, living life. And so what ends up happening is women become numb to that voice, to that sensation. They become numb to going to that place because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to lose their man. They don't want to not be secure and be provided for. So there's this overarching feeling of like, I have to shut up. I have to be silent. I can't say what's really going on in here. And when you suppress something like that for so long, you end up feeling like you are a Looney Tune. You are a nutcase. And you know what ends up happening? You actually start to look like one. And you actually start to embody the energy of really seeming like a nutcase in a Looney Tune. And this is where, you know, the theme of people feeling like, you know, there's a theme of like when women are out of alignment or women are out of balance, then they're crazy. Like they come off as crazy, or they come off as, being emotionally unstable and all of this stuff. And this is exactly why. This is exactly why. It's not because of, you know, some random whatever. It's because of this genetic memory and programming of I am not allowed to speak what's really truthful. And if I do, authority is going to reprimand me. I'm going to be cursed to have painful childbirth, to have a painful life, to be a man's rib and a helpmate, basically be a slave that has basically to endure torture when they go into labor and have children for men. That's torture, which is what women are pretty much experiencing now. you know like, it's torture for you to be in a relationship with a man. And if it's not torture and you leave the relationship just from you, deciding to not be a part of the authority or the system or the institutional way of people, understanding how life is supposed to be lived, then you become, and start to undergo the demonization that Lilith goes through, the archetype of Lilith goes through. And this, they make it really insidiously, mentally and emotionally hard, right? But that's okay. They can do that. They can make things hard. But the thing is, you have to, once you see what's happening, once you see what's going on, and how you are being intentionally made to feel like you cannot say or speak what is actually going on in your body, in your heart, in your spirit, then that is the theme of what it means to be under this authority or matrix that says to not only to women, not only to the indigenous spirit of this planet, but it's to all of y'all. This is my thing. It's to all of y'all. It's to everybody. Because why would you want to stay under an authority or under a belief system or a celestial being that is described as God in the Bible, or in your everyday life? Why would you want to be under an authority that doesn't allow for that full being and truth and essence of life? Why would you want to be under that? So this is the thing, right? Even if you are not experiencing the trauma of Eve and feeling like unable to go to that place because you'll be reprimanded and casted out, and all kinds of crazy stuff that you feel would just be the product of that, or the archetype of Lilith, and feeling like your medicine is so demonized within society. Even if you're not experiencing that, if you are just under the authority and you are a part of the oppression and suppression of this voice, this very sacred and eternal voice that lives within us all, right? Because if it's coming up within the bodies of women, then it's coming up within everybody. Because women are the one who create the bodies. We create the bodies. You have a body because your mama gave you one. Yeah, they're making pod babies and stuff now, and they doing all kind of weird stuff. But naturally and originally you have a body because your mom gave you a body, because your mother gave you a body. So if woman is coming with a message, then everyone has this same message, and either you are allowing that message or you are resisting that message. And it can be seen in the fabrics and the um, movements and the expressions of how we're all living in our day-to-day life. How many of you can say, how many people can say, that they're living completely aligned with their soul's desires, and that they know exactly who it is that they are and what it is that they've come here to express in this life and indulge in this life? A lot of people are confused about that. And you see it in where, sexuality is going right now. If you're confused sexually, then you are confused about your identity. That's just what it is. Because your sexuality is the makeup of who you are, is the makeup of your core being. So we have people who are sexually confused. We have people who are confused about where they're putting their energy, right? And how they're using their energy every day in the workforce, or, being burnt out. There are people who their energy has developed so much resistance and so much, blockage, blockages in their emotions and in their body, that they're sick, like, all the time. And this is all the product of this very sacred voice not being trusted and being deemed as crazy, erratic, psychotic, voice that shouldn't be trusted, because it goes against what we've believed to be true for so long. It goes against what we've believed to be real and prevalent and righteous or whatever. So ultimately, the voice is everyone's voice. What Eve felt drawn towards tapping into, as depicted in the Bible, is something that is everyone's medicine. Lilith and the serpent is everyone's medicine. And that medicine requires for you to abandon needing to be safe within the jurisdiction of a matrix that is false and not based in truth, not based in honoring all of life, all of existence. If you demonize and reprimand the energy of women, then you demonize and you reprimand the energy of life. And if you use man to overarch and suppress the energy of woman, then you are saying that the energy of God is more important than the energy of life. Because the energy of life is something that is both sacred and profane. So it's never going to be something that is going to be pure light and love and happiness. As a woman, and this is just true in general for women, especially when it comes to, doctrines and religions and things that when we feel in our heart and we feel that that religion or that thing just does not resonate with us, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. We will take that Bible, that Quran, that whatever it is, and we will throw it in a trash can and set it on fire and do a little dance around it. Because we don't care. We don't care about whatever authority, whatever weirdo, you know, celestial being wants to come down and morgue through these people and say, this is the way you should live now. This is the way you should be now. This is how you should, what you should worship now. And in the meantime, in all of those lifestyles, religions, and ways of life, how are the women treated? How are the women allowed to express themselves? You know, there's so many rules and regulations and boundaries, and you can't do this and you can't do that when it comes to the energy of a woman within all of these dogmas and all of these religions and ways of life, right? And the thing is, that's not something that is aligned with the original energy and frequency of what it means to be XX chromosome. We are not meant to be caged, especially when we grow up and growing up and we're maturing as women. You know, there's a big thing about, you know, men having or being given all the freedom in the world to do whatever they want, you know, when you raise them, and then women being basically put in a cage with a lock and key, or having all of these rules, you know, you can't do this, you can't do the same, you can't do that, you can't. And understand this, that is all, you're doing all of this under the guise of feeling like you're protecting her by telling her what she can and can't do. You're making her life better by putting her and giving her more rules and regulations, when the opposite is true. The opposite, the complete opposite is true. Women benefit from being given the opportunity to understand and express their freedom and understand and express their power. And the masculine benefits more from having rules and discipline and aligned authority.
I don't like ones. They're so sour.
So this has so much to do with why women are being put in a position where they feel like freedom, expression, being who I really am. What? I don't feel safe doing that. I just don't. Because I've seen, you know, or experience, or I remember in my genes, in my blood, that being a recipe for disaster. So I'm bringing all this up not to say that this is the paradigm that we're living in now, not to say that this is the paradigm that we have to stay in a timeline that is, you know, definite and resolute to what we have to experience. We don't have to stay in this timeline. We don't have to stay in this paradigm of feeling like this truth and this voice within us isn't worthy, and the being in our bodies and allowing our bodies to actually guide us isn't safe. We don't have to stay there. That's something that is no longer in effect. Because right now, in this time, in this timeline, the doors are opening for women and men, especially women, to allow themselves to be expressed in their pureness and in their authority, because you are the medicine, right? You are the medicine. And when you allow yourself now in this present time, there's going to be more energy geared towards uplifting that and supporting that and allowing that to be seen as you know, a deified energy. Because right now, like, I look around you, right? I don't know about y'all, but I'm really tired of seeing, you know, the just normalization of things that to me are not normal. I don't think it's normal for people to just be sick, like, and have, all these different kinds of, illnesses. And mind you, illness and disease is something that is a product of when you come into this earth experience and learning yourself, right? And learning who you are. But my thing is, nobody understands that connection anymore. People don't understand the connection that the body has to who they are anymore. So when you get when you get an illness or a disease, you automatically think it's this product of this unknown force and there's nothing you can do about it, and you caught it from somewhere. It happened because of, these physical things. And it's like, no, let's take it back. You, first of all, you created that. You created this experience for yourself. You created the cancer. You created the whatever it is. You created it. And once you're able to take authority and responsibility over that and eliminate the fear you have about you being one with your body, one with the energy and the messages flowing up and down your spine that you have authority over and can manipulate and guide, then what becomes of this place, right? When people actually stop being afraid and believing and knowing the truth. Because the truth is, the fear is 100% around being powerful and being capable and being able of having authority of your life, of creating what you want in your reality, of attracting in, the resources and the money, the relationships and the life, and the feeling good in your senses, your physical senses and your spiritual senses and your psychic senses. But when those are suppressed, and when you are consistently listening to, flying monkeys like Adam, I guess that's a good way to describe him, like a flying monkey, because that's what these people are. That's what this matrix is. It's a big, fat narcissist. And everyone who cannot see and choose to continue to believe in nonsense are flying monkeys. That's what you are. You a flying monkey. So this is where and why narcissism is so abundant, in people now, because this entire system in society is built off of narcissism. The matrix society, I should say. How can you have a society birthed from genocide, secrecy, rape, pillaging, oppression? How can you not be a narcissist? Move your legs, Aleva.
I don't want to move my legs.
How can you not be a narcissist?
Because I just
So this is what the energy of just the simple belief system of how people believe that, you know, especially women, that they should be showing up a certain way and not disclosing what they know is real and true and what they feel, and how, you know, a lot of just the energy of society, right, and men don't want to listen to women, don't want to hear um anything about the divine feminine. And the thing is, it's ignorance. That's all it is. Because a lot of men, I've worked with men before, and it's interesting because it's like until it hits you where it really hurts, until it's somebody like your daughter or some, you know, a woman that you really really care about, and you want to really want to understand why your relationship, or why things are just going so south. And it's because of this belief system that you are here to control her, and that controlling her is the only way you can protect her. And the truth and the reality is, the way that you protect and you honor and you uplift the divine feminine is by becoming one with her and listening to her and hearing her and honoring her and allowing of her. And when I talk to these men, you know, and when I talk to these men and let them know how this energy is being played out right now, and how you've been conditioned to believe that you are supposed to be a certain way as a man towards women, the only type of women that you are going to create and attract with that kind of energy are more Eves, right? Are more Eves who see you as better than them, right? They see you as the prize. They want to worship you. They want to they don't see any value in themselves, in honoring themselves and being in their true energy. And these are the women that you see that get into all these crazy, you know, scenarios with men and side chick type of thing, and cheating and trying to steal somebody's man. And this is where every drama movie on Netflix comes from. Like this energy. This energy. Every drama you can think of, right? And then when you have the psychopathic men stalkers, those are the Adams who want to control the shit out of you. Excuse my French. And they start stalking you and stuff. Anyway, guys, as a divine feminine, if you want to release this conditioning around who it is that you are supposed to be and who it is that you are truly in this life, so that you can magnetize what you desire, live in your purpose, create the money, attract the sacred masculine, and heal your body, okay, and become one with your senses, then this is one of those steps to get there. If you're interested in my free 4-day Lilith Code mini course, then the link to that is in the description. The last time I clicked my links, my host page Kartra is down. It should be up now, or if you're watching this in the future, then it'll definitely be up by the time you're watching this. But the link to that is in the description. And if you're ready to transform your life, stop dimming yourself and closing yourself up, and open yourself into who it is that your soul wants to be, so that you can live in your truth and not within this false understanding or false existence of reality, then the doors to my one-on-one program, the Lilith Code, are now open. And for Scorpio season only, I am doing a discount on my prices. It is significantly discounted for Scorpio season only. And Scorpio season is almost over. So if you feel the call to say yes and learn more about how you can maximize your life, maximize your money, maximize your receivership in your relationships with the masculine and with the universe, then I suggest that you click the link so that we can get started in your transformation. So I'm about to close up this video. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want to know, somebody said, I'd rather be Lilith. Well, see, that's the thing. There's so many women who are hearing the call to activate their Lilith code. And there's so many women who have already started down that path because they were somewhat in the energy of Eve, you know, being afraid and fearful. But then now they're like, what is this? This isn't real. You know, this isn't life. Especially now with everything that's going on and how so many people are becoming spiritually aware and hearing that whisper a lot, much louder than they have before. Hi, Jersey Slugger. LL Lewis says, thank God I subscribed to you. I got deleted from IG. Couldn't remember your name. Did I delete you? Did I remove you from my Instagram? I've been cleansing my Instagram. So if anybody follows me on Instagram, please like something. Like, comment. Because I'm still cleansing my Instagram of like ghost followers right now. So sorry about that, LL Lewis. I'm glad that you found me now, though. So yeah, if you guys, I don't see anybody asking any questions or anything like that. So again, the Lilith Code free 4-day mini course link is in the description. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one and get your super sweet discount for Scorpio season only, then the link to that is in the description. And do I have anything else to say or announce? Nope. So I think that's all, you guys. Thank you so much. I love you all so much for being a part of my journey, subscribing to my channel, and getting these downloads, receiving these downloads. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day.
Mama, shy.
Peace.
Mama, shy.